races on the Formula 1 calendar, if not the prestigious race on the Formula 1 calendar. And of course, we got, and of course, because it's a special race, we will be having a special guest in the commentary box as well tonight. Is Matt will be joining us in momentarily. So yeah, so as soon as Matt comes in, we'll talk about all sorts of things, which is going to be very which I'm very excited for, really. So and you've also got a expert in the commentary box as well for a change. So you haven't got me nattering on. Anyway, but before we get into any of the events which are going to coming up, we're going to just quickly check out the circuit layout. And just before I do, let me just do the usual, share the stream, and then we will get on with tonight's race, which I'm really looking forward to be honest. If you didn't hear me in the build up to Spain last week, I was really looking forward to this one, because usually this was absolute carnage. So yeah. It's you look at the first 6 races on the calendar, and to be honest, there are 2 that probably stands out, which you really do not like to, which really gets you nervous. One of them's definitely this race, Monaco. I would say, I think Baku makes me more nervous than Monaco these days, because we can go awfully wrong there very quick. But this is definitely a close second for me. Anyway, let's just take a look then. The location, of course, in Monte Carlo, Monaco. I think it is actually the smallest country that Formula 1 visits. It's got 19 turns around here. The circuit length is very short indeed. It's 2.0 miles, and of course the lap record is held by Max Verstappen back in 2018. So yeah, that's just a quick overview of the circuit for tonight. And yeah, this is going to be absolutely outstanding stuff. So as I said, yeah, Matt will be joining us in the commentary box momentarily, and then we'll get cracking, as it's going to be fantastic tonight. So yeah, so we're pulling out IRC, we're pulling out all the stops tonight, aren't we? So yeah, really, this is going to be absolutely fabulous. And yeah, so of course we've got 15 drivers at the moment. So the qualifying sessions will be split up into 3 as per usual, and traffic is going to be an absolute premium here tonight. And as you can see, we've got 15 drivers in there, and that's more than enough for Monaco, isn't it? It's really going to be absolutely outstanding stuff. Before as the countdown is on, then as we get into the session, we have let's just take a quick look at the drivers championship, shall we? 5 points separates Vanquish and Denis. Absolutely fantastic Spanish Grand Prix. That goes down as probably one of the best races in Elite history. Absolutely fantastic. It was amazing watching it back. Obviously I have to mute it for obvious reasons, but absolutely brilliant stuff in Spain. It was awesome. We do have I think that Slim does have not Slim. I think Vanquish does have a 5 second penalty, which you serve at the end of the race. So yeah. So after contact between him and Slim, I think it was on the first corner in Spain. But it was brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant. So Deneen in second. Third is Jamie, 19 points behind. There's already a sizable gap. Samster in fourth. He's either won the race or retired so far, so so it's all or nothing for Samster in the racing point. Then we got Crazy Power fifth, Blaz in sixth. Blaz is hoping for rain. Seventh position is Slim, and ooh, that's looking a bit dull, but that might be in the shadows, isn't it? As we're just getting ready. 1 second. So here's the calm before the storm. Excellent. So yeah, we're in Q1. So this is basically just a practice session, really, to start off the Monaco weekend event, I should say. And we've already got cars out on the track now. Then, so really, you don't want So you don't really want to be in the wall, do you, at this stage? So this is because the first qualifying session is basically going to be we ain't going to lose any cars unless you put it in the wall. So you don't really want that now. Of course, we've also got we had an update, didn't we, yesterday, and we got all the new liveries going on as well. So just on board then with karting. So as you can see with the Haas livery, we can actually now see the number on the halo. Excellent stuff. Oh, we got a couple of comments in already, blimey. So as I'm already losing pace with all the comments going on. So yeah, we got Constantino, Benito Perez, ole ole ole. Dave Shaw, former commentator, of course, and we love it when Dave gets the contribute going. He was one of the starters last week, wasn't he? With also Dutch Dave as well, and his his beloved fans. Amazing stuff. Dave's like, let's go BP. BP, of course, driving in the McLaren this year. Constantino, everyone for BP, and of course we've also got and Dave's also asked, where's Dutch Dave? Yeah, well, that's a shame now. We're hoping to see Dutch Dave in the field tonight. And Matt has joined us then, so of course, as we said, it's a special event, so Matt is also coming along in the commentary box as well. How's it going, mate?
Oh, good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. I've been looking forward to this one.
Good.
It's going to be fantastic.
I've just come on to see how it goes.
Get ready
for a surprise win today.
Oh, excellent stuff. Who do you reckon? I'm not going to make any predictions because every time I do, they end up in the wall. So I don't really want to give the commentators space.
Let's go. We'll go left field and we'll go for Hillsborough.
Excellent. And
a Panis in '96.
Oh, that's one of my favourite races. I love that Monaco race. Did we see someone just leave the session there? No, I think he might have joined actually. Just on board karting at the moment, and he's in the wall, I think. And we went off board with him. I think he's just touched the wall in the tunnel here. So so karting having a bit of a bumpy start to his Monaco event. Hills and Rapids out there at the moment are flying in the Mercedes so far. So what do you think about this year's Elite, Matt? I must admit, the Spanish Grand Prix is absolutely fantastic, but what's your views on it?
Yeah, I thought so, as I said. I didn't watch that one live, but I have watched it back, and the last 10, 12 laps was brilliant.
It really was. It just showed why the guys were elite, and I must say, up until towards the end where we had literally no contact. I thought that was around Spain, no contact in 12 laps. It's just absolutely phenomenal stuff. But sorry, carry on. I interrupted you there.
No, you're right. That's what you're here for. But no, it's been good. It's been, like I say, it's mixed, but I think some struggling a bit, but hoping he can pick it back up. Blaz has shown why he was put into Elite. I think he's fourth in the championship, so
good. Blaz who also was in the Elite League, was in a bit of the Elite League last year, wasn't he? Especially in Brazil. I must admit, he's retired from the session, but
and there's a commentator's case already.
Yeah, that's why I avoid complimenting anyone anymore. I'm hoping that Blaz just retired in the pits and not actually gone the wall, but we're on board with Vanquish at the moment. As you can see, traffic around here is going to be absolutely awful. So yeah, it's going to be a very busy couple of sessions at the moment. Yeah, but Blaz
lost in the tunnel.
Oh, that's not good, is it? How easy is it to lose it in the tunnel? Actually, we've seen a couple of incidents in the tunnel, but how easy is it to lose in the tunnel? Of course, there's no DRS around that area of the track, of course, because the tunnel can cause all sorts of weird and wonderful things with airflow. But
yeah, I've just done 10 laps on TT, and I think it's harder in the tunnel this year than it was last year. You know, the right kink in the tunnel.
To be honest, it can catch people out, and especially when you're on worn tyres as well, where the car is not at its absolute premium. It's just on board as Lucas, and he comes in the tunnel now. So at the moment, you can see it's quite easily flat when you're on fresh tyres. But towards the end of their life, you can really, as Lucas decided not to even bother with the C French chicane. But yeah, it can catch out the unwary at the moment. I must admit, I love them.
Yeah, go on.
I must admit, I absolutely love the tobacco corner. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic corner. We've had some interesting incidents over there in the years as well. What's your opinion of the Monaco track then? I would have a feeling that you quite like this track.
You would be completely wrong.
Not the first time.
It's one of them. If you can keep it out of the wall, I think like Baku, you'll score points. And it can throw up a surprise. But just reading the chat comments, I'm thinking karting got in Blaz's way. Caused this accident, but it's Monaco, innit? You can't really get out of the way.
Yeah, I was going to say it's one of the more difficult ones, isn't it? Around here, so you've got to expect it. You've got to expect the TG kind of took a lot of the curve there. He was basically on the pavement, and you can't really. It's very difficult around here. The traffic is absolutely awful. It's like being in London, really, isn't it? It's going to be absolutely jam-packed, especially in Q2. But that's a shame for Blaz, because that has absolutely ruined his qualifying session. He's going to be starting from 15th or around the back of the grid, which isn't great at all. And I think TG has just also hit the wall as well. So we've had 2 or 3 guys that have been in the wall already so far. I must admit, it's probably a very difficult track. I was talking about in the pre-show just before we came on air. I was talking about how which track I really there's 2 tracks that really worried me at the start of the season. One is Baku and one is Monaco. I must admit, I always thought that Baku was a little more difficult than this track, but I think you, by the sounds of it, it's the complete other way around for you, isn't it? Because I must admit,
yeah, completely the other way around. Baku's probably my favourite track on the game.
So I'm honest, I really dislike the final sector of Baku. I was very intimidated by it, because I'm usually the wall.
I wouldn't say Monaco's the worst, but it's definitely not in the top 5, not in the top 10 for me.
It's because to be honest, they would never do this in a modern day Formula 1 scenario, would they? If let's just race around Monaco. Do you feel that Monaco's outgrown? Do you reckon the Formula 1 cars have outgrown Monaco?
Yeah, to a degree. I would agree with that. Yeah, it's never really been a spectacle, has it?
No, Alan. It's
in the years I've been watching F1.
It's because I think when they were around the mid-90s, I think is my favourite period of Formula 1, and around there it used to be the cars were quite fragile compared to now anyway, because the cars seem to be bulletproof, as ozone almost going into the wall there to back there. And I think that that kind of what made it a bit uncertainty as well, as ozone also hitting the wall again there, is there is also an element of surprise. I remember Damon Hill was absolutely dominating in '96 in Monaco, as we mentioned earlier, before Panis came around to win. Absolutely fantastic race. But up to that point, Damon Hill was just unstoppable. Then his car broke down the tunnel. I bet he was absolutely good.
It's one of them tracks that anybody can win it. It is like Baku was like lottery.
It is. Do you think it's more of a lottery than Baku? Because I feel that
definitely.
And because I must admit though, in Baku, of course, absolutely fantastic race as well. I do look for the 2 races though. From a commentator's point of view, it's the complete opposite for me. The 2 races I dread is Monaco and Baku, but when you're in the commentary box, these are the 2 that you really look forward to because of all the carnage. And we got Ozone's got no front wing at the moment in the Racing Point.
The thing with Baku, the difference is you can overtake on Baku. Monaco, you've got to go for it and hope the other person realises that you're going for it.
Yeah, it's to be honest, I would also say that Monaco can absolutely frustrate you as well, can't it? And you can make some silly lunges, as I found out last year. I must admit, I wasn't very popular last year. Just ask Ross when I put him in the wall. It was that bad. I even offered to take a penalty and just report myself. Absolutely, it was shameful. So
it's one of them tracks you've got to trust the people you're going for the overtake on as well, because it is that difficult to overtake.
And whereabouts do you reckon is the best overtaking zones around here? I'm missing they're few and far between, but where do you most likely be attacking the person in front?
To be fair, you've only really got 3 chances, I think. Turn 1 into the chicane and out of the tunnel, I think.
Yeah, the two of us, there's no other real.
They're really the only 3 you can go for it in.
Yeah, so of course, Bianchi did overtake around this corner here. I think it was in I think it's Raskas, and to be honest, it was a proper elbows out kind of maneuver there. But he had to have a lot of Kobayashi didn't. Well, Kobayashi did leave him a bit of room, but yeah, you need a lot of help from the driver you're overtaking. And just have a quick look at the comments. Harry's just said, "Is this a bad track?" it's already started, guys.
He has answered.
Dave Shaw has just said, "Well, Matt's killed the commentary." Night, lads. Oh, harsh. Also, Harry's also said Blaz is very quick in TT. Unfortunately, Blaz ain't gonna be able to show his pace at the moment because he's out of the session already. And Monaco, Dave also said Monaco 96 one of the best Grand Prix ever. I echo that. Brilliant stuff. I've watched it so many times on YouTube. So absolutely fantastic, especially this time of the year where it's the summer shutdown. I need something to keep me going. And of course, Dave's also said, is there any new drivers tonight? I think we have. It's TG is making his debut tonight. But apart from that, I don't think. I think all the other drivers have been in the field before. As Nigel's gone up into 6th at the moment in the Haas. Of course, Haas has got a new livery update, which is fantastic. Just watching Jacob out there. Lucas is out there as well. TG's also having another crack. As we're just on board then, as someone has also retired from the session. And of course, Lee Dyer, love Sean, Mika Hakkinen. Yeah. Thanks, Dyer. And as just on board, Lucas then as he comes down into the sea French chicane, exiting out nicely. BP is retired as well. We've got under 5 minutes to go of this first qualifying session. Coming through to back, absolutely fantastic corner, isn't it? I love this section of track to back and then into the swimming pool. It really gets the blood rushing, I must admit. Unfortunately, trying to get through there 35 odd times is for me is really difficult to do. That's never going to happen.
You can't afford any mistakes in there.
No, you can't, because you're gonna have such a big crash end you. It's to be honest, really, if you make one minute mistake, then you're just gone, really. And because going a bit wide into the first part of the swimming pool, you're going to just going to overshoot and go into the outside barrier. Rosberg had a spectacular crash there in 2008, I think it was. Another phenomenal race as well. As Lucas is just going.
We've seen it with Verstappen, haven't we? Last 3 years, I think he's crashed out there.
He has. He's unfortunately he's not having a very good reputation around Monaco, has he? Verstappen. It's been he's had a bit of a struggle, especially in the qualifying. In qualifying, I think he's been knocked out of qualifying, but he's crashed in qualifying, hasn't he? As Lucas getting a very tight line into the sea French chicane there, exiting out nicely though. At the moment, then I think Knowles is having no interest of coming out of the pits at the moment, so he's just sitting there watching the time fly by. And Ozone is also just trying to improve his time as well. As we said, this is more of a practice session because no one's going to get knocked out unless you damage your car. Lucas is now just coming through the final, the Anthony Nose corner, and he goes into 9th position mode. Nice time indeed from Lucas.
I would have thought Knowles would have gone out by now.
Yeah, he's if I was
just in case.
Yeah, if I was any of these drivers, I'll be out there straight away, to be honest, because to just try and get your confidence up. This track is in terms of skill and things like that. This track is very much like Baku, where you just need confidence. The more confidence you get, the quicker you get around here. As Lucas is parked into Rosberg's famous parking spot, so as a
we don't talk about that one.
No, we don't. I was very unhappy that day. Usually I'm quite usually I must admit I'm quite relaxed, and I do I'm not that biased. I must admit I am a big Lewis Hamilton fan, but if he gets beat fair and square, I'm fine. Then that's fair enough. But I was not happy at all that day. Must admit, I've never raged that much in quite a while. There's Ozone then coming around the final corner, and Anthony knows there. Only one DRS around this track because you can't really fit it anywhere else. As we said about before in the tunnel, it's just a very the airflow is a bit odd in there. So Ozone goes up into 12th at the moment. And yeah, so Blaz and Nosey then are not well, of course Blaz didn't set a time, and Nosey is still in the pits at the moment. So yeah, he's just watching the time go by.
Is Nosey going to set a time, do you think? Or
I would like to have gone out there and got a banker in because yeah, just to get your confidence up, isn't it? Really, that's what I would be doing.
If he's going to go, he'll have to go now, I think.
Yeah, it is quite a short track, isn't it? It's just under, as you can see, Jacob went around there in 1 minute and 9 there. So it is a very short track. I think it is the second shortest track on the calendar in terms of time anyway, because Austria, I think we do 1 minute and 4.
1 minute 3, usually.
Yeah, and it's incredible. So, yeah, so it's a very short track in terms of time, so you should be getting around this track fairly quickly. And you can even got a couple of short guys.
You can't be going out.
No, that's a very interesting call there from Nosey. Could we touch on Nosey? Of course, he's the super champion last year and getting promoted. How's his form been so far? Do you reckon? I felt he struggled a bit in this league, especially compared to Blaz. Blaz on 36 points compared to Nosey, who is on 18 at the moment. So, do you think he's just not at the rub of the green, or is he struggling at the moment?
I think he's struggling a little bit. Well, it's a bit of both, I would say, to be honest. But we all know what he's capable of. He could get some good points the next 3-4 races and be back up there.
I must admit, in the first half of the season in Super last season, he did have some good results. But I remember the second half of the season was absolutely formidable. He had so many wins on the trot. I can't remember the number of wins he had on the trot now, but he was just unbeatable towards the end of the season. So perhaps the second half of the season he's much stronger than the first half. So
he could be struggling with a game. Like I say, it's a fair season on this game, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and it's quite interesting. I must admit, this season has been absolutely phenomenal in terms of some drivers that have gone from the midfield up to the front. Crazy Power, who's not here tonight. An absolutely phenomenal race in Australia. He was really there or thereabouts. He was second behind his teammate Vanquish, and Crazy Power was a midfield player last year, but fantastic to see him right up there. And of course, Samster has also stepped up a gear, hasn't he, this season as well? He's been
Samster's always there, isn't he? There or thereabouts.
He is, and I feel he's a touch quicker on this game. Though I feel that the game does suit his driving style a bit more. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, Vanquish, we all know what he's capable of, and watching his overtakes in Spain towards the end, I know he's been penalised 5 seconds penalty. He's got 5 seconds to add to his time, but I can see him walking away if he gets the pole.
He's 5 points in front of Danina in the championship at the moment, and Vanquish's I must admit, Vanquish's win in Australia phenomenal, and Spain, wow, next level stuff. I really enjoyed Spain as well. In terms of the 5 second penalty, what's your opinion on the 5 second penalty? Because of course he got it with the clash with Slim. Do you feel it was a racing incident, or do you feel that the 5 second penalties was justified?
Yeah, no, I think the 5 seconds was justified. I know Slim's got issues with it, but the thing with the admin group is there's 2 admins that agreed on it and 1 that didn't. So it goes on the majority.
It can be very difficult to call races. It's a wee tale in real life, and something a lot more interesting has happened because we got a bit of rain in the air, so everyone needs to come out. Oh blimey, this is going to get interesting as well. Blaz is going to be. Blaz retired from the session now. He's going to be. I was going to say he's going to be very disappointed because he wanted rain, didn't he? Of course, Blaz is known for.
Blaz retired from the session. Yes, he's not gone out.
That's fairly interesting. We also seen it's the TG also retired from the session as well. Carton's out there, Samster's out there, everyone's out there. This is going to be fantastic as we start the Q2. This Q2 is started off very frantic at the moment then, so we got this is where the strategy comes into play as well, of course. So if you're in the top 10, you must start on the tyre which you set your fastest time on, which at the moment...
Unless Nosey didn't want to set a time because he was already through, because he is still in this session.
Oh yes, he is, yeah. So I would have liked to have gone out in Q1 though, wouldn't you though? Because I just feel that sitting in the garage and wasting 18 minutes is when you could be out there getting to learn the track. Of course the track is a living thing, isn't it? So we're just going to improve as you go on, but I would like to have got a time on the board.
Yeah, I tend to be one of the first ones out to get that bank lap in.
Yeah, especially around here, you want to be. I know his last one across the line usually probably has the best track conditions, but around here you're almost guaranteed a yellow flag or someone in the middle of the road. As we're just watching Slim now starting his lap now, and the rain that started off as a light drizzle is all of a sudden becoming a bit of a it's getting very wet out there very quickly. This is going to be an adventure, isn't it, for Slim? He's the first man out on track at the moment in his Alfa Romeo. We got a yellow flag set to 3. Hopefully it's just someone just backing up there. Oh, Slim getting very crossed up there. Fantastic stuff. And now is he coming?
Do you think Slim's struggling with this game?
I think he is, yeah. I feel that
what it's usually like.
Yeah, I really thought that Slim was he's clipped the inside there, and he's lost a bit of momentum coming in the tunnel there, Slim has. Yeah, I feel that he has definitely struggled in this game. I was really looking forward to seeing what Slim can do, and his championship position kind of reflects that as well, unfortunately. Because unfortunately points means prizes, and that's really where people just kind of counts where you are. Oh, locking up as well, and oh, blimey, it's a bit of a venture that lap is, but he's almost completed this lap, so that's what he needs to do. He's coming across the line now for 13 at the moment, 13.8. That's how damp the track is. That's Carton now does a 13.5 in the Haas with Samster, 13.5 there, and Lucas is also 13.9. Sorry, Carton did a 14.3. I was looking at the wrong time there. Slim didn't even set a time. Vanquish on a 13.9 as well in the Ferrari. As Deneen also line. Oh, we've got a couple of retirements out there. Lucas is in the wall. He's in the wall, and he's just at the top of the hill. So Lucas is in the wall, and that's it for Lucas. Unfortunately, that's his qualifying over with, and that's a big shame for Lucas. And we got Samster parking in the. Oh dear, he's all right. He's still in this.
They're all going out now.
Yeah, I feel that again, Nosey and Nigel are still in the pits at the moment, so I think that they probably missed the best of the track conditions. They're going to have real troubles trying to get through now. As got your flag and just coming into the tunnel as well. I would have come out quite quickly, to be honest, especially when you see rain out there. As Slim, who was the first.
So there's another one to go out, isn't there?
And Slim coming across the line now.
4 retirements already.
This is and Slim is again I think invalidated his time. He's really struggling out there on the track conditions, but he still has a chance to get through at the moment. As Matt said, we've already lost 4 already. That's and we've only been in this session 5 minutes. Here comes Jacob just coming to complete his time now. I think all you got to do is just really set a time and you should be through, because 4 already out, which means that and Jacob hasn't set a time either. To be honest, there is a couple of places where you can actually invalidate your lap on here on this track. Of course, Monaco has been opened up over recent years. The barriers used to be it is very close to the track as BP comes into the pits, but yeah, the track has been opened up, especially in the second part of the swimming pool. You can make there used to be a tight barrier. There was no runoff there at all before they opened up. I think it was 2003 they started to open up the track a bit. Nosey out on an outlap at the moment in the Red Bull, as the track conditions are absolutely perilous out there. This is going to be fabulous stuff towards the end. The only problem with having rain now.
Nigel's gone out on the hard tyres. That's not a bad shout, I don't think.
No, isn't it?
There's only 4 retirements.
Listen, if he can get up high up the grid as well, he's going to cause all sorts of issues, isn't he? Because remember, as you said, you can't overtake around here very easily. So he could be the cork in the bottle in the in the first half of Monaco later on. As Nosey now coming up the hill, he's just coming out of at the Saint Devote. Nigel's starting a time as well at the moment. So Slim has put a time in a 15.2 for Slim. As that was a couple. He took 3 attempts there. Same with Jacob as well. He's done a 15.8. So that's the top 8 at the moment. I would say that top 8 is probably going through as well, as because of the track conditions out there. Because it's just going to get wetter and wetter at the moment. Slim doing a very good job to get out of the way there.
I think if Nigel can get through on them hard tyres and qualify near the front, it'll obviously go along. Safety, they'll be relying on safety cars, I would have thought. But
I would say that.
I want to pick that strategy, but
I would say safety car is probably almost guaranteed. Well, I would say almost guaranteed. Yeah. Having said that, Code Masters do sometimes have a interesting view on what's a safety car and what isn't. So yeah, it does depend on what Bert Meinlander's doing, if he's a kip at the wheel or not. As just on board with Knowles then, so he's coming around the final turn now. And of course, DRS is still enabled, so it's not wet enough out there to disable DRS just yet. He does a 15 at the moment, but he's invalidated this time.
Ooh, and Nigel's lost it.
Oh, he has indeed. That's a proper hit on the wall as well. He's lost the complete front wing now, so he's going to have to come in and make a change. BP is out there on track at the moment. Deneen and Samster has retired from the session, but I think they've just retired in the pits because. Yeah, because I feel that they, if this rain's going to continue, then I don't think they're going to be worried about getting knocked out.
Deneen's impressed me this season.
He has, hasn't he? I think his win in China. I think it was in China, wasn't it? And that was an interesting race towards the end. We've had a couple of interesting races in Elite this year. Bahrain, of course, we had a rerun of Bahrain after Brett's impressive display in the opening couple of laps, but unfortunately he was on a completely different game by the looks of it, so unfortunately we had to rerun.
3-lap victory.
Yeah, I mean, very impressive, but unfortunately I think he was in a different time zone to everyone else. And also, of course, China as well. We had an interesting end to China, and of course Deneen had a great race in China. Knowles is back in the pit, so it's all up for grabs still. We still got 2 positions, and Knowles is retired from the session, so yeah, that's an interesting development, really, because I still think he could have got through, to be honest. But because there's still 2 spots up for grabs. BP is in the pits at the moment, and Nigel's in the pits. Nigel's going on the inter tyres. BP is just waiting to come back now. We got the Haas. Is that a Haas coming out now? It is a Haas of Nigel just coming out of the pits. As
just thinking of what Blaz is doing. He's obviously retired from both sessions early, and he was what. Could still be in Q3.
Excellent strategy for Blaz there. Obviously, he's got like the crystal ball out, hasn't he? And he obviously knows what's going to happen. I would have. I'm surprised if that is the case, that Blaz will get through, because he's still in danger at the moment. But we've still got 6 minutes to go, and we haven't got long left of this session there for some of the guys to go out. We've got BP and Nigel, the last two men that can get through with this session at the moment. As it's really starting to get very treacherous out there now. It's so treacherous that Nigel has gone on to the intermediate tyres. Of course, there's the shallow groove tyres, and we've got a bit of water on the track now. Well, that's a bit of an understatement, isn't it? There's more than a bit of water, but you can see we've got a bit of spray coming up now as well. As we was on board Nigel coming out of the tunnel down into the seafront chicane.
Have a check up on the comments.
Oh yeah, that's it's a good job Matt's here. You see, I've completely lost it because now we're in Monaco. Yeah, I've just gone I've just gone a bit rogue. Excuse me. It's just
not much happening on the comments anyway. There's Dave cheering for Lucas.
Yeah, I told us that last week's comments was very, very difficult to ignore, wasn't it? It was great stuff to see the fans of Dave, the Dutch Dave. It was absolutely fantastic stuff.
I think last week was I was told it was the highest audience we've had since we started doing it.
It was absolutely fantastic stuff. We had so many viewers whilst live. It was brilliant. It was great to have everyone's contribution as well. And we do like your opinions as well, especially especially when I'm on my own with no experts in the comms box. It's definitely great to help me out as well.
You're the expert here, mate.
Oh, definitely not. I sometimes don't know what's going on. So Nigel there is just coming around the Lowe's hairpin at the moment, and we're just counting down. Then we've just got over 4 minutes to go, and look how treacherous is on the inter tires as well. There's a BP is having a great toad. It looks like he's in the wrong sport there. Fantastic. The back end kicking out there. Brilliant stuff coming out of the Casino Square. As he's on the soft compound tires. BP is. We're just staying on board Nigel because he's going to be the first one out of the two to cross the line. We've also got Jacob out there as well, trying to improve his time as well. He's come through to the back at the moment into the swimming pool.
I think they only have to set a time to go through.
Yeah, they do, and that's why I was quite surprised to see the likes of Knowlesy just like call it a day. I'm really surprised by that because surely position is king around here, isn't it? Track position is king. You have to be really. I would rather be on a very slow. I would rather be on a slow strategy, but be in front. As I think a couple of drivers have proved over the years that really you don't need the fastest car to win around here. I remember, I think it was Rosberg in 2013. He just basically went for pole in qualifying, and then both Mercedes were just stationary at the front, weren't they? Just holding up the Red Bulls.
So, I'm just on board with BP, and I think he needs to get out and set a time to go through because he's showing in 12th at the minute.
Yeah, I thought he would have just finished that lap off, really. So that's an interesting play by BP, unless he wants to get out there on a harder set of tyres. Because as you said, it was a great shout to go on the hard tyres, but I don't think Nigel actually qualified on those hard tyres in the end, did he? Because he had to come in the pits. I wonder if BP might try and swap to either. He might even go on the wet tyres actually, and then he'll get a free choice of tyres, won't he, for the race later on.
Nigel's at his time on the intermediates.
Yeah, so he'll get a choice. He'll get a free choice of tyres, won't he? Which can be very, very handy indeed. But yeah, it does depend though, doesn't it, really, on where you qualify in Q3 and how handy that'll be. Because yeah, as we keep saying, track position around here is much. I'd rather have track position around here. As Nigel's just cruising back to the pits at the moment. As
BP's gone up on the inters.
Yeah, so that's a very good call there from BP, and the rain is now heavy enough so that we have got DRS disabled, and he comes out of the pits now then, so he's on an out lap at the moment, so BP is just trying to get himself sneaked into Q3. At the moment we've only got 9 drivers in Q3 because unfortunately Lucas will not take part because he damaged his car earlier on in this session, so he might be kicking himself at the moment, especially the way that this qualifying has developed. So
I'm almost certain he just has to set a time, a validated time.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think all you need, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how slow he goes. He just needs to just set a time, and then that's it. He's just cruising around at the moment, just trying to just make sure he doesn't damage the car or anything. So he's in the tunnel at the moment. Of course, the tunnel is completely dry, isn't it, compared to the track out there? So it's going to be, and he decides that he doesn't really care for the chicane very much.
That's one way of doing it.
Yes. I must admit, we have noticed more of the elite drivers that they did, especially in France last year. They were just completely cutting the corners, weren't they? We don't see that much of the super drivers. What's your opinion on that? I must admit,
the Super League drivers play the game properly, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. And I must admit, I never thought about it up until I did the French Grand Prix last year in the Elite League. But it's a cheeky way of doing it, but I suppose if it works, it works, don't it? Really?
If the game lets you do it, why not?
There's a BP there just hanging on to the car there. Oh, brilliant stuff. It's an adventure, isn't it? Every lap's an adventure, especially when it's wet. And blimey, how did he keep that out of the barriers? Fantastic stuff from the McLaren driver. And he's coming now down.
I wonder if he knows he just has to set a time.
Yeah, he is pushing quite hard out there, isn't he? Oh, very close to the barrier there. And it looks like he's having some fun out there, though. I must admit, these conditions are quite enjoyable. Well, I would say enjoyable. I wouldn't like to be driving in these conditions in Monaco. Monaco's hard at the best of times as well. Putting a bit of rain on the track, and so that's the end of Q2 then. And at the moment we have got Samster, we've got Vanquish, Deneen, Cartin, Hills are up, Sols, Slim, Jacob and Nigel are through at the moment. Even though Lucas is in the top 10 as well, unfortunately he damaged his car, so will not be appearing in top 10, but he might be able to start in a 10th position. so he might be able to sneak in there, but that depends on if BP can get this time registered. So unfortunately we've lost Blaz.
Because his time would have seen him easily through. He would have been in P4, I think.
I think he'd be very disappointed in that garage, won't he? And BP then has gone.
I think he went 10th.
Ooh, that's interesting. I thought that he just had to set a time and he would have been through there. So I'm quite surprised by that. Yeah, I really thought that all he had to do was set a time and he would have been through. well, that's a bit of a shame for BP, really, isn't it? But so the retirement, so the guys who got knocked out of Q2 was Ozone, Nolsey, TG, Blaz, and BP. So Lucas will not take part in Q3, unfortunately. As Matt said, though, he would have easily been through, so he would be kicking himself at the moment. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, though, because of course at that time he didn't know if that was going to be enough to get him through into the top 10, which is really what all these guys want to be, is to get through into top 10, so they have a better starting position. The question is, how heavy is the rain going to be in Q3? You can see we've got a lovely...
I hope it's torrential.
Oh, that is so brutal. These drivers are good. We're showing the best time. Looks like light rain to me. I think it's still intermediate tyres. Would you agree with that?
It all depends if you can get out there early enough.
Yeah, because we don't know where the weather is.
Maybe worth a risk on dry tyres to start with.
Oh, that's a very interesting. That's a very interesting.
I would give it a go.
And at the moment, everyone is actually giving it a go as well. You can see on the left-hand side tower there, we got everyone on soft tyres, apart from Samster, who doesn't seem to be wanting to take the risk at the moment. But of course, so as DRS is enabled, so yeah, so the track conditions have improved according to race control. And we've got someone at the far end of the pit lane now, just about to come out of the pits, and that is at the Williams.
Harry said it's spitting everybody in.
Didn't he now coming out of the pit lane? Then is he's about to start his lap now, and so he's just coming up the hill. Then absolutely fantastic. Whilst we're on a bit of a lull, Matt, you do. What's your? We've talked about the Elite League. I think it's also we'd also like to have this opportunity to talk about the Super this season as well. Absolutely fantastic stuff. The Super League has been this season.
Yeah.
It's at the moment, in terms of on paper, not that bad. Looks like he's got a very strong position in the championship.
Definitely, yeah, he's walking it. To be fair to him, he's not put a foot wrong.
He hasn't, has he? He's been phenomenal stuff. Even in Spain as well, where he looked like he had his back against the wall, he still brought it home to a very good position. So
don't get me wrong, he's been pushed. He was pushed in China by Ross. Baku, he had the number on me. I think he was just playing it towards the end. But fair credit to him, no, he's deserved to be where he is.
He has indeed.
He'll be commentating on a Wednesday next year.
And to be honest, I think he does deserve to be in the place with the elite. That's for sure. Yeah. But to be fair, I feel that again, like a lot of other drivers, he's really stepped it up, hasn't he? Deneen is not really fancying those soft tyres at the moment, as he's just coming back into the pits. We're just taking a look to see who else is out there. Carton's going to go for the risk, and he's going to have a crack now on the soft compound tyres. Oh, he took on the power there and almost went into the wall there. Oh, blimey! Very good catch.
I think he lost some bodywork. No, sorry.
Just having to be quiet when I'm just rattling on there. But blimey, I reckon you're right there. He did lose a bit of bodywork, but that was very well held. He was lucky he didn't lose a bit more in that Haas car. So that was a bit of a scary start to the
It has stopped, hasn't it?
It has stopped indeed. It has. So he's gone into the outside of the onto the wall there on the outside of the lows there. So this is a bit of an adventure here for Carton at the moment. On the he's really strong.
Samster's on a lap.
So Samster just overtaking Carton, and I think this is a lap we're on board with Samster at the moment. He's looking a lot more in control than Carton was. Very tight into the C-front chicane now, and coming out of it now, and he's going through to back now. Absolutely fantastic corner to back here, and just carrying on with the super chat a minute. Absolutely fantastic season, I must admit. It's been great. It's great to see it's great to see Asdog and Roscoe up there battling away with qualifying for Asdog's been fantastic this year, but unfortunately just can't get it together in the race.
Yeah. I think, like you say, qualifying, well, it's more open than the race. I think we've had what? Asdog's had 2 poles. Myself, I've had 1. I'll do this. It's not that bad. It's not had a...
No, he hasn't had a pole yet, has he? I'm sure, has Roscoe had a pole? I can't remember really. Oh, this is awful, isn't it? I should remember this. Blimey. I'll have to get out the old stat book in a minute. Yeah, that might be... but yeah, I think, I must admit, Asdog...
Jonathan's had 1 as well, hasn't he?
Oh yes, Jonathan Cox, absolutely, because Jonathan's been always there or thereabouts this season, hasn't he? Of course, that's his first full season in Super, as just on board with Jacob. And yeah, I know this is elite tonight, but of course, because we've got Matt in the commentary box, we need to make the most of this and try and, like, cover all topics. So, and everyone also wants to know.
I think they both are going well this year. Elite League's numbers last year wasn't brilliant. I know they had the bad race last week, but that was a rerun of what do you call it?
Bahrain, yeah.
Bahrain, yeah. And I think if they can get the steady 17-18 like Super League built, they've got the makings of a brilliant league.
Yeah, indeed, and to be honest, I must admit this season as well, I feel that there's a bit more togetherness with the drivers as well this second season, and you only expect to get better and better, isn't it? Of course, the more you race with your fellow racers, of course, the more it just gets more enjoyable, don't it? And you know each other more. So I feel to get.
It's like Super League's a little family, if you like, and Elite League, I think, it's just starting to get there.
It is, yeah. I must admit the chat is really starting to spring up as well, especially the chat yesterday about or the day before about Albon. It's great to see, isn't it? I think that's one thing.
We need Rafa back, though. We need Rafa.
Yeah, we do. He's the conversation starter, isn't he? At the moment, I think he was on the boat, wasn't he, earlier? That was a bigger boat as well.
Yeah, he's in the Navy, I think he is.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing Rafa back as well. Of course, he a very good one of the Greek drivers, wasn't he? He is actually a fan favourite, definitely. As Nigel there, getting very close to the outside wall there. Of course, that's Max Verstappen's wall, isn't it? Coming through Anthony Noge then for DRS straight away, and of course that's the only DRS zone on the circuit, and he's got to third there. Good time there for Nigel. Well, what about flying sauce at the moment? He's in.
If you're going to pick one, Sean, who would you pick?
Oh, do I? Oh dear, do I?
Do it. No.
To be honest, I reckon that Sean's Vanquish has been absolutely phenomenal this year, hasn't he? I'm going to say Jacob though. I reckon that Jacob's is looking very strong at this stage of the qualifying session. Who would you pick?
He's got a good time in early, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Slim.
To be honest, I would actually like to see Slim back up there fighting at the front. Of course, he was involved in that. Oh, blimey, Flying Sauce getting on the power very early there, so I'm a bit eager to get on the power of Flying Sauce, but he still does a 13.5 there. He's up into 4th at the moment. I would like to see Slim back up there.
If I was to pick one that I'd like to see on pole, it would be karting.
Yeah, I do enjoy Carton's driving style. I love going on board with him. It's very much like a roller coaster ride sometimes. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. I think there was a lap he did in qualifying last year. I think it was at Silverstone. Absolutely hanging it on the ragged edge. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Carton. I must admit, if you ever want to ride on board with anyone and feel the absolute adrenaline of a race driver, Carton is definitely the man to pick. As just on board with Vanquish then coming through, and if you want anyone who makes it look quite easy, just go on board with Vanquish. Very calm, one of the most calmest drivers you'll ever meet. Vanquish is, and he's come through the swimming pool right now. So let's see what Vanquish is doing as he comes through the final part of the lap. Then we've got under 4 minutes to go. Then so we've still got Slim, Carton, and Vanquish on at a time, but Vanquish is going to put that right now. DRS is open, and he's almost out of deployment, but that's a good time for Vanquish. A great time. Wow. As he's blown Jacob out of the water there. That is a very decent time there for Vanquish. I might change my pick. Oh, but no, Samster's gone faster still. I might have to change my pick again. Samster is that absolutely...
You want to get one, Sean? You want to get one?
I know. Oh dear. Samster's gone faster still. That's why I never pick, you see. Sorry, Jacob. He's not going to be very happy with me, is he? He's now dropped down the third there. Samster, a brilliant time. Vanquish, a fantastic time. They're on a different racetrack at the moment. Brilliant stuff. We're just watching Slim at the moment. Yeah, just going back to the Slim conversation. I would like to see Slim back up there, really, and fighting. Because I must admit, one of my favourite races I've ever commentated on, apart from Spain last week, was also the Elite League in the British Grand Prix. Fantastic. A four-way battle in the first stint between Vanquish, between Carton, between Slim and Samster. Brilliant stuff that was. Absolutely amazing to see. Really enjoyed commentating on that race. First stint was epic. So I would suggest you go back and watch it on the IRC YouTube channel, because it's definitely...
They're all still on there.
Yes, they are. So they're all... I would suggest if you want to pick a race where where you feel like you need a bit of an adrenaline rush, definitely pick that race. Absolutely brilliant stuff that was. Just on board.
And it was all clean as well. I think that's what makes it even better.
It does really. It's really nice to see actually, because the amount of times you see where it gets a bit messy, and then how it's really hard to race wheel to wheel though, isn't it? Because because these cars can be very fragile, can't they? You know, and Slim goes faster still. Brilliant time there from Slim. A 10.2, fantastic there. Absolutely immense stuff. But Hills-a-Rap has gone faster on a 9. That's absolutely amazing stuff from Hills-a-Rap. A 9.8 there. Wow.
The track's definitely getting better, I think.
It is, isn't it? It's completely changed, hasn't it? As we said, the track is a living thing. Of course, we had a sprinkling of rain at the end of Q2 and the beginning of Q3. And it's now starting to really ramp up, isn't it? Carton is in the pits. He needs to get out now, and he is out now. He's cutting it very close, Carton is, but he might be cutting a couple of corners to get onto his quick lap. We're just on board Jacob, and in the Renault, he's gone very wide indeed there, but he still kept it together. Car 12 in the Renault. Anyway, he's got a lot of deployments as well. And how's he going? This is going to be first pole position there, a 9.4 for Jacob. Then you're exactly right, Matt. It's absolutely ramping up now, isn't it? This is brilliant stuff. So it's going to be last man across the line. I'm loving it.
I'm going to say it now. I think Carton will go straight on at the tunnel.
I think he will as well, because he's only got 40 seconds. Oh, we've got a bit of a queue now in the final part of the lap here. So Slipstream is not a very good figure around here, I must say. So Hills-a-Rap there has improved again, but the last sector he lost the 800th of a second. He's gone far off. Oh, he's off inside the bot there, and I think that's the end of Hills-a-Rap's qualifying session. But he's on the front row at the moment. Can he stay there? That's the question. As Slim is on another lap. He's done 2 laps on the soft compound tires. Flying is out there as well. He's 0.4 of a second up in the first sector. This is very fascinating stuff.
Captain's not going to make it.
No, he's not. He's not judged that very well at all, Carton. So he's going to be 9th. That's a big blow for Carton. So we're down to 8 runners now in terms of who's going to get on pole position. He'll be very frustrated with himself there. We've got a bit of sunshine out there as well. Excellent stuff. So yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful day in the Principality.
Oh, yeah. Who's the Mercedes?
I think that's Hills-a-Rap, who retired earlier on. Is he got in the way? Has he of one of the drivers?
Yeah, his car's just got in Samster's way.
Oh, that's a big blow, that is. Flying goes at 7 fast at the moment. So that's so Carton and Flying, and also Jacob have finished their times mode. Vanquish out their mode, Samster's out their mode, Deneen, and oh no, Slim's alright. I thought he had no front wing. It's because the Alfa Romeo front wing is black. What about Deneen? He goes 3rd fastest. Well, he stays 3rd fastest there for Deneen.
Vanquish is going to be the last one across, I think.
Also, this is getting very good as well. Slim is abandoning his lap. Samster had a bit of an issue, didn't he, with one of the drivers that was recovering out of the Mercedes. But what about Vanquish? This is a great time. It's not great enough. It's a 9.3. That is incredibly close. And what about Samster? I didn't get there in time.
I think that's it.
That is it. Blimey. And Deneen right up there in 4th position, just on board with him now. Oof, what an end to qualifying. Amazing stuff there. And I must admit, a wet dry qualifying there. We didn't really have many traffic problems apart from as you said with Hills-a-Rap holding up Samster there. because Hills Are Up went straight on. Let's just take a quick look at the grid then. A 10th for the second between Jacob and Vanquish, and that is the front row. Fantastic stuff. Hills Are Up is third. Brilliant qualifying from Hills Are Up again there. Fourth is Deneen, Slim and Samster, 5th and 6th, the old Ferrari teammates. Flying Sauce 7th, and then we've got both Haas's of 8th and 9th, with Nigel and Carton mistimed coming out of the pits there. I think he'd be very frustrated with that, really. He left it a bit too late, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I think if he'd have gone out 10 seconds earlier, he'd have got round.
Yes. Do you feel that sometimes there's no excuses for not getting around, or do you think that you have to leave it so late that as late as you possibly can to get the absolute premium out of the car?
I like to be the last one across the line, and if you time it right, I think you get the best track conditions. But saying that, you've got to make sure you get a timing.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a balancing act, isn't it? Really, and to be honest, it's a very difficult thing to do. We've seen a lot of Formula One drivers, or in real life, that have just have completely mistimed it or not gone out at all, as Ferrari seems to be.
It's traffic dependent as well, isn't it? I said most tracks 2.5 minutes to go. You go out for your last run, but to leave it that late, you can only blame the driver.
Yeah, so that's a bit unfortunate, that is. As David just said, I predict 7 finishers in this race. So David is expecting a race of high attrition here, and to us, we got a debut for Maxi. Of course, Maxi joined late, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does from 16th on the grid. So we're just being led around. And we've also got Tim Butler. Hi, good luck in the race. Not looking forward to this track tomorrow. Been practicing all week. Of course, Tim, of course, racing in the Super League tomorrow. So we're looking forward to seeing you on track, Tim. I'm really looking forward to how everyone does on track. I must admit, this is probably my favorite week for league racing, because unlike real Formula One, there's going to be action galore. So let's just quickly go through the starting grid then. So we got Jacob on pole position, then on the soft compound tyre. Second position is Vanquish. Then we have Hills Are Up in third position. Fourth is Deneen. Fifth position is Slim. Sixth is Samster. Seventh is Flying Sauce. With 8th is Nigel, 9th Carton, and Lucas is in 10th position. Everyone is on the medium tyres that we've just mentioned. BP is in 11th position, followed by Blaz in 12th. Didn't set a time in qualifying, Blaz didn't. TG in 13th position, also on the medium tyres. On the hard tyres, we have Knowlesy in 14th position. He didn't seem too keen about qualifying, did he, Knowlesy? 15th position was Ozone, also on the hard compound as well. And then we got Maxi in 16th position, making his debut along with TG. So looking forward to seeing how those new drivers go as well. And
just going back onto the formations lap, Sean, what do you think of Dave's tactics in the Super League?
I must admit, I thought it was very. It was. I must admit, I did find it quite amusing. Yeah, it was very cheeky, but obviously on the formation lap, it's really your call, isn't it, to how quick you go.
We've got snapped as the formation lap champion at the minute.
There's a lot of wise-old heads, isn't there, in the Super League? They have done it for a number of years now, haven't you guys? It's been to us, I must admit, I did find that quite amusing. Anyway, let's So Matt's on board with Carton. Then you can see got a couple of yellow flags come out. Don't worry about that. We got a better shot of the start line now, and there's 5 lights on, and we are. Go! And of course, Jacob's got the inside line then going into Satin de Vault then. And here we go then. Oh, look at this. Frank's already alongside, but Jacob gives him just about enough through, and everyone seems to be okay. That's a very good start there from everyone out there. Brilliant. So I don't think we've had no contact at all. His TG has been left behind at the moment. He's down to 16. Jacob is flying away. Of course, he's on the soft compound tyre at the moment. And then we've got Vanquish and Hills Are Up there, second and third. And what they're doing is they come down into the Lowe's hairpin at the moment. We've had some big movers. Maxi is up in the 12th position. Fantastic opening a couple of corners. Oh, well, that's a Williams. And talking of Maxi, he has lost the front wing, so that's a big blow there from Maxi in the wins. And now we've got a bit of a jam there down into the hairpin.
Slimball's gone down one. Samster's got in front of him.
a very clean start, though, I must say, in Monaco. That's fantastic. Brilliant stuff from all those guys. They're very nicely done at the moment. And so Jacob is stretching his legs at the moment, but he is on the soft compound tyres. So, and he's almost out of view already from Vanquish at the moment. As they come through the complete lap one, and here in Monaco, and Vanquish at the moment is is holding up the Hills Rap, Deneen, Samster at the moment, and Slim. As they come through the complete lap one then of this 39 lap Monaco Grand Prix. 39 laps around this tight, twisty circuit. You have to be on your game. Did Hillsrap go in the wall there? If he did, he was a lucky boy, because it looks like he's kept his end plate in the moment in that Mercedes. Just taking a look up and down the field then. I must admit, that's a very clean start at the moment. Both Haas in 7th and 8th, and Flying Sauce has dropped down to 9th. We got Lucas in 10th at the moment. BP, Ozone, Blaz is now behind Ozone. He wants to get by that race points quickly as possible. Oh my gosh, we got a bit of lag going on there, I think. As that was an interesting oh, and he's through. That's a great. Oh no, that is not very good at all. Ozone and Blaz have come together, and I'm not sure if that was lag or what.
Blaz is out.
He's out, and we was on board with Ozone when that happened. I'm not. Ozone looked like he turned into Blaz there, but I'm not sure if that was lag or what. But yeah, that's.
I will check the comments and find out. I'm sure we'll know.
Yeah, so that was that looked a bit nasty there from Ozone, but we've given him the benefit of the doubt at the moment, because I'm not sure if that was lag or not. Vanquish is still he's now second behind Jacob at the moment, and yeah, I feel that we'll leave the comments until after the race until we know exactly what went on between Blaz and Ozone there. But Ozone, unfortunately, that's in the car in the wall. That was Samster. Samster's in the wall, and of course he's won 2 races this year, and he seems to have. He's got a puncture.
Puncture.
Oh no! And punctures are very brutal on this game. Frank Carton and Lucas. Oh my gosh! Oh, this is a virtual safety car at the moment. It's all gone wrong. It's at the top of the hill, I think. It is. Oh my gosh, it's right in the middle of the car. I'm wondering if Carton crashed and Lucas kind of went to the back of him there. That is a huge accident at the top of the hill. And it's all going off here in Monaco so far. So we've lost 4.
I think his prediction might be right.
He's I think that 7 cars is exactly bang on at the moment, isn't it? Blimey, as we've had all sorts of action in the first 3 laps. It's incredible stuff. As we've lost 3 cars already. Unfortunately, Blad's out, Carton out, and Lucas out as well. Lucas looks like I'm only guessing here. I think Carton crashed just before the entry into the Casino Square, and Lucas has gone to the back of him, because I don't think they was very close on track.
I was watching. Like I said, Carton was in front of Lucas, and he was chasing down Nigel. I don't quite know what's happened, but I'm assuming they've come together.
And into the pits has come Deneen, and he's coming in. Is this a roller? That can be a roller dice. No, then, because he's changed his front wing, so he's going onto the hard compound tyres. We haven't really talked about strategy much yet. It's been a very action-packed event so far, because we haven't even and BP's also got a puncture as well, so we've got 2 punctures already in this race. So BP in the pits, Samster also in the pits as well. We've got 2 punctures. Punctures is very brutal in this game. You go very slow with punctures. BP just changed his front wing. He's gone to the I almost said super soft there, onto the soft compound tyres. Also into the pits is Samster as well. Both racing points are going to be into the pit. Well, Ozone at the moment is ghosting at this current moment in time. The virtual safety car has ended, so we're just watching Samster come in and out of the pits then. There's a yellow flag in free. What's just taking a look to see what's going on. BP has got a 3-second time penalty there for cutting the corners. Oh, it's been all go so far, and then of course we've just seen a couple of guys go onto the hard compound tyres. How long do you reckon the hards will last around here? Do you think they can get to the end from there? It's going to be a mighty big ask, isn't it?
Like Monaco, like I say, you don't have to push it. You don't have to rely on people not getting past you at Monaco, but we've got 34 laps. I think there'll be another safety car in the pit if they're in them now towards the end. Anything after lap 20, I think if there's a safety car after that, we'll pit in and get rid of them.
And we're just on board with Hillsrap at the moment. Hillsrap, of course, a very good qualifying in Spain as well, didn't he? And unfortunately, he just went a bit backwards in that qualify. Jacob's sprint in the first opening lap seems to come to an end, because Vanquish is now homing him down now. Like a big red shark, isn't he, Vanquish? If you see him in his mirror, you're definitely going to be nervous. So, I must be. I would hate to have Vanquish behind me. As as everyone is starting to spread out now, as the initial rush of Monaco is now starting to come down. We have a lot of field spread around Monaco, of course, because you have to be on the power a car's length after the car in front, which sounds quite obvious, but it's quite a big factor around here. As but Hillsrap doing a great job of those.
Jacobs just hit the wall.
Oh, I think you're right there, because he's lost an end plate on that. He has lost an end plate. That is going to really hurt him around here, isn't it? Would you, if you've damaged your end plate, would you come in the pits and change your front wing, or would you just stay out and hang on?
I think if he pits, he's going to come out in P6. So it all depends how quick the field catches him. If you can hold Vanquish, the field catches a lot of them. I think he'll pit.
This is going to be very interesting because he's gone very slow now as well. So good spot there, Matt. That's why you're in the commentary box helping me out, because I wouldn't have spotted that for a very long time, I don't think. And
the only thing is he'll compromise Vanquish and he'll us left now.
It will, and that's just going to back him up into Slim.
Especially in the tunnel.
Yeah, it is, because of course without an end plate, you're going to have awful understeer as well. But at the moment then, so yeah, this is going to be fascinating, isn't it? You can see Slim is now just catching hand over fist. It's now down to 1.8 seconds. It was 2 seconds last time we looked. So yeah, Slim is going to get very interested in this in a almost, well, I would say a lap. Depending on if Jacob stays in or comes out or stays in. I think the camera just he's in the pits. So Jacob into the pits then, as so he was on the soft compound tyre. Do you reckon that's a bit early to come in the pits, even if he is on the soft compound?
If he thinks he can get the hards to the end, like I say, with Monaco not being an overtaking track, and he can get some clear air when he comes out, I think he could still be in prime position for this.
He definitely can, and of course Jacob coming out of the pits now, but it's going to be quite close between him and Nosey. 10-second stop-go penalty for BP, who's unfortunately out of the race, so I'm not sure whether... I think that's at the C front chicane, isn't it? Oh, that's a big crash at the C front chicane. We're on board Samster. He's parked right in the middle of the track, and I'm not sure if that's that has to be a safety car, but oh well. So a big old crash there, of course. So we've had a lot of drivers crash over the years. Jensen Button, of course, missed this race, didn't he, after that huge crash in 2003? As we've also seen
his car's gone.
Yeah, his car's gone.
That's what I mean about Codemasters. That's a definite safety car, isn't it?
Yeah, that is. I don't think you'll see a more obvious one than that. Carton has joined us in the commentary box now, so excellent stuff, then. So well, we'll talk to Carton now whilst we're on a bit of a lull in the race. Well, I wouldn't say it's a lull as such, is it? It's I think it's a calm before the storm, isn't it? Carton, unfortunate. What happened? It looks like did you lose at the top of the hill and then Lucas went to the back of you, or did you and Lucas come together? Stunned silence.
Silence.
We'll come back to Carton in a minute then, as we're just on board and we're watching the leaders at the moment. Hillsrap doing a fantastic job to keep up with Vanquish at the moment. We've also got to keep an eye on well, Deneen was very close to Jacob, but now Jacob's got his tyres up and ready to go, so he's now going to be his next target is Knowles at the moment in 6th position. Remember, Knowlesy, the Super League champion. Oh, lovely shot here from the diffuser of the Mercedes. They're fantastic stuff. I'm loving that shot. Amazing. As you can see then into the tunnel, look how bumpy it is. Of course, this is actually a public road, so he had a bit of forward there as well, didn't you? Where the track is bends in slightly as well. Now is so Vanquish has now gained 2/10 over Hillsrap. It's yellow flag, and oh my gosh, oh blimey, as that definitely woke Hillsrap up.
Well done, however that was getting hold of it.
That was Ozone there in the racing point. Racing points are 11th and 12th at the moment. But oh blimey, that was an awful place to catch a car in the into the swimming pool there. You see in the background there was Slim there. He's up into third then. So Slim's done a very good job to avoid all the carnage that has happened so far. And to be honest, though, I think that these guys have done a very good job. We've only got 4 retirements so far, and we've still got 30 laps to go. And Jacob really pushing that car to the limit there. Brilliant. As you can see now, Knowlesy is just in front of him. Knowlesy's done 7 laps on the hard compound tyre. Jacob's just put his tyres on, because Jacob, of course, was the pole there. Unfortunately, damaged his front wing.
I think Jacob needs to get past him sooner rather than later.
He does. He's all over the back of him already.
He's losing about a 10th of sector to the leader, Vanquish.
Yeah, and if he wants to be in the battle towards the end of this race, he has to yeah, you're exactly right. He has to get by as quickly as possible. We'll stay with Jacob because of course we could have a bit of a lunge into the seafront chicane. Of course, that's one of the best overtaking opportunities. Oh, very I tell you what, that rear end is not sticking to the track very much, is it? And look at that, lovely kick. I'm loving this. Absolutely, it's probably not the quickest way to get around Monaco, but it certainly looks spectacular. He's a bit too far back at the moment to make a challenge on Nosey, as that car is very slippery. I'm not sure he's going to be able to survive another 29 odd laps around here with a car which doesn't, with his back end doesn't keep stepping out of line there. So let's just take a quick look at the overall classification after 10 laps around Monaco. So we're about 1/3 through this race, and in the moment Vanquish is now starting to stretch his legs. He's 1.2 seconds in front of Hillsrap now. Slim doing a good job. In the third, we got a yellow flag as I think it was a TG, who's I think visited the wall there, and he's damaged the end plate in the
right on Knowles' gearbox.
He's all over him like a bad suit at the moment, isn't he? Coming into the Casino Square, as this is yeah, he is losing a lot of time now.
Is it worth a lunge, do you think?
I would, to be honest, I would go for it, but I'm not a very calm person, so so I probably. I think you need a very calm head around here, don't you? Because this is still a very long race. Anything can happen. Safety cars well, I would say safety cars is almost certainly guaranteed. But after BP his car being parked in the middle of the road at just this point here, I'm not sure the safety car will ever come out. I'm not sure what Burnt Minelander's doing at the moment. We got Deneen there in the background as well. He's 3 seconds back from this battle as well. I got a yellow flag in too. Let's just take a quick look to see what's going on. Nothing too major by look, so good stuff. We want to see all these drivers continue on at the moment, and as Matt said, all over the back at the moment.
Yellow flag in too.
I was just taking a quick look again. As yeah, I think they're just teasing us at the moment. Oh, as a Vanquish there has lost a bit of time there, so it's now under a second again. Jacob is still behind at the moment. It just demonstrates you've got such a quick car around here, but you just can't overtake, can you? Penalties is going to be a key factor in this race as well. Of course, we've got a 3-second penalty there for Samster at the moment. He is just recovering after having been involved in an incident earlier on. Of course, Samster is this season has either won the race or not finished the race. So yeah, it's all or nothing at the moment for Samster. But I tell you what, in Bahrain he had
just watching Hillsrap though. He's not letting Vanquish get away.
No, he isn't. I think that because he did drop back to over a second, but do you reckon he was just like harvesting a bit of energy and then ready for another attack? And
he has got his airs on overtake. He did have it on overtake.
And we've got Samster in the pits again. He's just changed his front wing and he's come back out now, so he's on the medium compound tyre. So Samster not having a very good race so far. Jacob's got a 3-second penalty. That might come back to haunt him later on. And the front two are stretching away now. Slim is now 5.6 seconds away from the front two at the moment. It's looking good for the front two at the moment. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that develops as well. And you can see Jacob. Oh, he's hit the wall. Oh, he had a loose back end, and unfortunately that's come back to haunt him, hasn't it? Coming out of Saint Devot there. And I think he's lost an end plate, hasn't he? So he has to come into be possessed of session. Unfortunately, he's going to have to come in the pits. Do you think? Because that's quite a fair bit of damage on the front wing.
Yes.
And that's a mighty big blow for Jacob. And to be honest, he's still
just watching Hillsrap. I'll get the words out in a minute. Hillsrap, and I know we won't like it, but if you can stick within 5 seconds of Vanquish, you're penalty free. Because one thing I've noticed about Vanquish, he hardly picks up at any time penalties.
No, he don't. He's as Nose has just got a total of penalties. Nose has just got one as well. Samster's retired from the race, unfortunately. So he's had a pretty horrible day, hasn't he, out there in the racing point. But yeah, you're exactly right. Vanquish is very much like a robot, isn't he? He's so robotic. Sometimes he rarely makes a mistake, and he rarely get to penalty as well. But as Jacob's in the pit, the last time I seen Vanquish, as he's all got, that's just a double blow as well. He's also got a penalty for speeding in the pit. Last time I've seen Vanquish have a poor race was Hungary, and that was the first time I've ever seen Vanquish make a mistake in like several races.
It doesn't happen very often.
No, he don't. And And to be honest, so that was a figure I remember commentating at the time and saying that this might be the turning point in the championship. Nope, he didn't make a single mistake for the rest of the season. Remember, Hungary was like round 12. We just had a yellow flag out there.
Spreading his legs a bit now, I think.
Yeah, do you reckon that Hills Rap is just again harvesting, or do you think that Vanquish has now decided to?
Yeah. I mean, he's got 20. He's in rich mix.
So yeah, the moment. This is so I'm wondering if Vanquish has now decided to start to as you said, stretch his legs and get out there. And Carton's left his party, left the commentary box. Unfortunately, I would like to have had his take on what went down there. Flying Sauce has damaged his end plate there, and he is coming into the pits. He's also got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. As Nigel is in the pits. It's a very long stop for Nigel, and unfortunately it's a double blow because Flying Sauce has just come into the pits, and the Redbird and the Haas team couldn't let him go. Flying Sauce is in the pits and just coming out of the pits now, and he should be out in it's going to be touch and go between him and Maxi. We're on board Maxi at the moment with that lovely yellow helmet there. As so Maxi's own 6th position, great debut for Maxi at the moment. He's very much looking very much a car driver. Nosey up in the 4th now. Fantastic.
Dave's giving his advice in the chat.
Oh, let me have a quick look.
He's saying Hills will has to undercut Vanquish to win.
And it's
wouldn't be a bad shout to be fair if you can get in front of him and at least hold him up.
It's the undercut powerful.
Vanquish's 5-second penalty. I mean, I think if you can get in front of him.
Do you think the undercut's powerful around this track then, in terms of if Hellsrap comes in the pits, like for example now, do you reckon that even if there's a 2-second gap, do you reckon that you will get through?
Probably come out just in front of Nosey.
Oh yeah, that's
so you'd have clear track.
Yeah, because of course there's a 7-second gap. There's a big old gap between Nosey and Slim at the moment. So Nosey has very calmly come up through the field. And to be honest, we've seen a couple of guys coming to the pits and have a speeding penalty. Is this one of the more difficult tracks for slowing down in putting the pit limiter on?
Yeah, because they don't use pit assist on this league, do they?
No, they don't. And to be honest, you can gain an awful lot of time over your competitors if you nail that speed line. So as Deneen is just up into 8th now, Flying Sauce is back in the pits. And unfortunately he's got to serve his 5-second penalty as well. He's just coming in the pits, so that's 2 laps in a row that Flying Sauce is coming in the pits now. So we're just about coming up to, well, we're nowhere near half distance yet. So it's incredible stuff. This is.
Well, Hills Rap does pit. He does pit.
So Hills Rap there is obviously been listening to Dave's comments there, and he's coming the pits and coming back out now. And so here's the question now. And Slim in the pits as well. So yeah, they're all rolling the dice at the moment. And the lead-in pack. And is he? Oh, he's coming up the pits now. That felt like a slow stop to me in the Alfa Romeo there. But he should have track advantage over Nosey, because that's a big old gap between Nosey and Slim. Oh, but Nosey with that slow stop might cause Slim a bit of problems there. But yeah, he will have the inside line into the Casino Square, and Maxi's off, and that's another commentator's curse. That's why I was saying how well he did, how well he's done so far, and unfortunately he's damaged his end plate. He's in the pits, so but he's recognised about the speed limiter there. Jacob is just at the fast lap of the race. He's got a 5-second gap over himself. Oh, is he in the wall again? No, he's all right. So Jacob is now starting to really light up the track at the moment. As
Vanquish is carried on. That's interesting because Hills Rap is slowly into his lead.
Yeah, that's very interesting. How aware do you think Vanquish should be about Hills Rap bringing down his time? Do you focus on the gaps of drivers behind, especially in the pit stop phase, or do you just try and just race your own race?
I think with Vanquish is he races in a lot. He'll know what the time losses is in that for a pit, so he'll try and eke it out as much as he can. But he's taken about 1/10 of a sector off him. Well, and I think he had 3-second lead, so he's got a couple of laps, I think.
And remember, of course, said so Vanquish can stretch his stint out, and he will have fresher tyres towards the end, and so he won't be as pressurised on the tyre wear either around here. Even though I must say the tyre wear can be can be quite low as if you just really like cruise it around here, which you can afford to do so, as it's very difficult to overtake around here. Flying Sauce is all over the back, and I think Denis will go. That's because Jacob's
taking a lot of time off him now as well.
He is. He's really started to really put the hammer down, hasn't he? Jacob back in the pits. He's on the soft compound tires now. Unfortunately, the poles are on a bit of a difficult races, as a lot of drivers are. We're just watching a lovely helicam shot here of the final sector of Monaco. As a Flying Sauce is actually flying now. He's in DRS range of Maxi. I'm not really sure how much that's worth around here, to be honest. It's very difficult to overtake, and yeah, you need to have a lot of cooperation there between the driver in front of you if you want to go for an overtake, especially in
Hiller's wrap took 1 second out of him from the last lap.
Oh, so I feel that. Do you think the Vanquish needs to react this lap then? Otherwise, he's going to lose the lead, isn't he? It's down to 19.7.
I think yeah. Well, I think he needs to pit this lap.
And of course,
I think it's about a 19-second loss in the pits.
Oh, it's going to be very close. Of course, that means that he'll have 6 tenths of a second then to 6 tenths of a second gap between himself and Hills Wrap as he comes out the pits. As you can see, it's yo-yoing around at the moment, isn't it? And we're just staying with this battle here then, but we're keeping on Vanquish and Hills Wrap as well. Is Flying Sauce going to have a lunge? No, not quite. As Maxi there doing a very I was going to say doing a very good job there, but he did overshoot the seafront chicane there slightly. As
Vanquish carries on again.
He does carry on again. That's a very interesting tactic here from Vanquish, because Maxi's in the wall again. Yeah, that's a very interesting tactic, because I'd rather have come in the pits, come back out. I wouldn't be too worried about the tyre wear, because I'm not sure what Maxi was doing there.
You don't think he's trying to get onto the softs, do you?
Well, that would be an interesting call. I didn't even think about that. That's a great move from Flying Sauce. Sorry, we'll come back to that in a minute, because Flying Sauce just got on the outside of Maxi into Sander Vot there. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And I think Maxi did damage his end plate, but that was a great move. Good move there from Flying Sauce on the outside into Sander Vot. And that's a very good point that you've just raised there, actually. It's about going onto the soft tire. I didn't even think about that. Because even with he's locked up there, Vanquish. He's definitely pushing, isn't he? In the Ferrari, of course, the newly liveried Ferrari as well. Of course, we had an update yesterday, didn't we? And I must admit, I do love it. Looks very lush indeed. But yeah, going on the soft compound tyre. Do you think that'll make up the difference if a Hills Wrap is on very old hard tyres?
It all depends if he comes out in front of him. If he comes out in front of him, he'd walk away. But if he comes out behind him, he's got to get past him.
Yes,
and then you say get 5 seconds down the road.
It's a very interesting tactic there. Is that Jacob set the fastest lap race? If you can remember, get an extra point for fastest lap in Formula 1 2019. So yeah, it's very important. Fastest lap is now added a new dynamic to racing. As we got Maxi who's coming to the pits. There he's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits of the boat. We've got 11 drivers that left in this Monaco Grand Prix. So we're on lap 20. I think that the guys that have survived has been absolutely amazing stuff. Remember, this is about survival of the fittest, isn't it? As Vanquish there is, to be honest, the gap is now hovering at 19 seconds at the moment.
Yeah, it's stable. It's stabilised now. And, so I think Vanquish, I think it is good.
Ooh, he's got another free taking penalty.
He's got penalty, yeah. I think it's his first one, so...
The interest of Dave has just said that Vanquish is banking on the safety car, and of course, as the longer we get into the race, I feel that the safety car likelihood will probably get higher and higher because of the tire, because the drivers get tired, don't they? It's very hard. It's very hard to as Ozone is out of the race. Unfortunately, he's also had a very challenging race, and he's gone straight on his Sander Vot there. And again, if that doesn't warrant a safety car, I'm not really sure what will. So he's gone into the wall. Of course,
yeah, took half a second out of him now.
Yeah, that's as soon as I say it, Hills Wrap has obviously been listening to us and decides to put the hammer down, doesn't he? So that's a very strong lap time last time out for Hills Wrap. Oh, another lock up there for Vanquish at the moment. He's definitely pushing out there, isn't he? Vanquish at the moment, and because 19.3 seconds the gap is now, and so we're down to 10 drivers. So all 10 drivers will get points now. So it's fantastic how they've lasted this long. We're on lap 21 out of 39. So there's still a long way to go in this race. So And look in the background, that's Jacob there, who's on the soft compound tyres. So he's going to be a lot quicker than Vanquish at this stage of the race, isn't it? So that might hopefully that don't distract Vanquish too much on board of Vanquish.
It's the only thing that Vanquish can be doing. I think holding on for the softs.
Yeah, it's a very interesting dynamic. This, to be honest, I must admit, that didn't even cross my mind, which is probably why I'm no longer a racer, because obviously I can't think outside the box, and or if I do, it's usually because I've hit the wall. Unfortunately, Samster has left the session, and it's down to 18.9 seconds now, and so I would say that's Hills are out through when Vanquish does stop, because he has to stop. You have to use 2 types of compound tyres. So his options are the medium, or the hard or the soft compound tyre, and of course is Luke C. And Jacob is all over the back now of Vanquish. So yeah, so that's gonna be really irritating, isn't it, for Vanquish? So that's not gonna help him either. Sorry, that wasn't really an important point, was it? Carry on, that.
No, I'm thinking if Hillerswrath comes out in front of Vanquish, we all know how difficult Monaco is to overtake. I think if he places his car right, then he's got this one in the bag.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking as well. I feel that Vanquish might. Well, obviously, I dare not say Vanquish is losing the race, but I feel that he should have come in the pits really and just taken the safe option really of just when Hills are out coming in the pits, he should have just come in on the hard command tyre as well. And Jacob all over the back of him again. We've just had Hamilton in the comment section. Vanquish is losing the race unnecessarily. I don't understand why he didn't pit. This is inexplainable. It is, isn't it, really? But I think the only option that Vanquish is going for is either Dave said, either a safety car he's banking on, or Matt said is he's going on to the soft compound tyres, which, to be honest...
I think he's going on to the softs now. It's a no-brainer now, I think.
Oh, and the Jacob on the lunge, oh my gosh. And that is going to cost a lot. Look, Vanquish, that's cost him awful lot of time now. You'll see that gap come right down. It's down to 17.9 seconds there. As Jacob, remember, is a lap behind.
Just let him go. I think Vanquish should just let him go.
Yeah, and he's doing just that there, isn't he? What's your opinion on that, with cars trying to lap themselves? Of course, they're on faster tyres as well, but what's your opinion on that?
They have a right to. No, they have a right to.
They do indeed, don't they? And of course, I feel that I think that Jacob might have should have probably have got it, tried to overtake probably down at the seafront chicane or in the
the gap's down to 15.1 seconds now.
Yeah, a bit of a messy old lap there for Vanquish, but no fault of his own. Jacob's on a completely different strategy now, isn't he? He wants to make up as much time as possible. Thank you for all the comments, by the way. Absolutely great stuff. Great stuff in the comment section. We appreciate all your comments, and I'm glad you're participating in this fantastic and intriguing race so far. Brilliant stuff from all these guys.
Not getting this from Vanquish. I don't understand why he's doing it this way. He's obviously going to come out behind him. Yeah,
I'm a bit at loss as well. As Hamilton has just said,
I suppose that's why he's the champion and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll know what he's doing.
To be honest, he's probably already like 3 steps ahead of us in the thought process. So, we just had a yellow flag out there at the moment. I think TG is gone on an adventure as well. But yeah, I must admit though, I am struggling with this at the moment. Hamilton there has just said he didn't need a safety car. Oh no. And Dave has just said if virtual safety car comes out, Vanquish gets a free stop, which is a very good point as well. So yeah, of course, virtual safety car, everyone has to slow down.
It depends where it comes out though, and where Vanquish is on track, doesn't it? If he's gone past the pits and the safety car comes out.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Because the virtual safety cars don't last very long.
Gets a free pit stop.
Yeah, so of course the virtual safety cars don't. As Jacob in the pits again, he was motoring, wasn't he? Jacob was. Unfortunately, Jacob is having a difficult Monaco Grand Prix. But to be honest, I think everyone's having a difficult Monaco Grand Prix out there at the moment, and it doesn't matter where you are. Everyone's fighting their own battles, aren't they? And it's down to 14.1 seconds.
If you were going to pick a winner from now, what would you pick? I would stick to what I said at the beginning, Hillswrath.
I think that you're spot on with Hillswrath. I feel that he's the man now, isn't he? I don't think that. I think it. Dare I say it, the Vanquish might be throwing this one away, but I just don't I don't understand the thinking behind this, but as I said, Vanquish is an absolutely experienced driver. He's been doing this for a number of years, so he knows what he's doing. But I can't see past Hills Wrap anymore. He's just he's easily within the pit stop window now of Vanquish, and I think Vanquish needs a lot of luck now to win this one. Oh, but Hills Wrap does have a 3-second penalty.
Penalties out.
And yeah, this might even come down to penalties as well. But we're on lap 25, coming on to lap 26 now. Yeah, Vanquish, I think you're bang on with the tyre strategy though. I think he's definitely going to be thinking about the soft compound tyre. So expect that to go on the Ferrari.
I think he'll box his lap.
So as Matt thinks that Vanquish will box his lap. It's down to 13.3 seconds at the moment. He will be out in a comfortable second because Slim is a further 16 seconds back in third position at the moment. Slim is. I think he's having a quiet and not spectacular race there. But I don't think Slim minds really. He just wants to get some points and get his season kick started off. Nigel's
he's had a quiet race. I've not seen much of Slim, to be honest.
No, I think to be honest, he wouldn't mind that though, would he? Really, he's had a very difficult start to the season, Slim has. But yeah, I think he'd be very happy with the podium today. Nigel's come under a lot of pressure now from Nosey in 4th and 5th, and I thought I said Deneen just behind him, but no, that was Maxi. So Deneen in 6th at the moment. 7th position is Flying Sals. 8th position is Jacob. 9th is Maxi, and 10th is TG. Good stuff indeed. Is just going to keep an eye on Vanquish, see if he comes in the pit. So he's just coming around.
Prediction, right? Nope.
No. So Vanquish carries on. Then he's done 25 laps on those medium compound tyres. That's a monster of a stint, isn't it? Really. On the medium tyres, it's down to 12.9 seconds now. On board Nosey.
Impressed with Nosey as well. Yeah, I was so impressed with him.
He's been I must admit, he's again come under the radar, hasn't he? But he's now really causing Nigel all sorts of grief, isn't he? I hope Nosey did his last drop back by almost a second there. I'm hoping that I don't think he's damaged his front wing, so we still Nosey's just done exactly the same line there as Nigel there, and both got 3-second penalties. To be honest, when you at the beginning of the race, if you asked me, but if we asked me about penalties and stuff, I would have said it would have been very low, but. There's been a lot of penalties out there. It's usually from the chicane out of the tunnel, isn't it? Where they just cut them minutely, don't they?
Yeah, I think the first two are equal on 3 seconds each.
Which is good for us, isn't it? So I don't really like to see races won on penalties and stuff like that. But it's the only fair way to do it, though, isn't it? Because obviously you don't want drivers to be cutting corners and things like that. So yeah,
Vanquish pits.
So Vanquish does pit then, so he's going to be out definitely in second position. Nosey has damaged his front wing, which is why he dropped off the back of Nigel there. That might come back to haunt him later on. So Vanquish is in and out the pits. So he's coming out now. The pit lane is quite long and quite slow around here, so Hills will take the lead. He has taken the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix, and he's got about 12 laps now.
Big lead as well. Big lead.
It is a big lead as well, so that's an awful lot of time there for Vanquish to make up. He is on the soft compound tyre, remember, so he's got it all to do. But this is going to be fascinating towards the end of the race. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen there. We're just rejoining the battle between 4th and 5th at the moment. So this is Nosey and Nigel, and on board then with the Super League champion, and he is now just come through the swimming pool, and he's all over the back of Nigel. But he has damage to that end plate there. It's the left front end plate, which he knocked off. So
I know we wrote Vanquish off, but I had just seeing him come out of the pits on them soft tyres. You think we're in for something special here?
We are indeed.
I just got that impression that we're going to see him hound him, overtake him, and sail off.
To be honest, I'm actually envisioning the Mansell Senna battle for 92, to be honest. I'm really envisaging that when Mansell came out on fresh tyres and was so much quicker than Senna, and absolutely brilliant. It's in folklore, isn't it, that final couple of laps of Monaco 92, and I'm envisioning something like that, so I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be fantastic stuff.
Could just taken a full second off, the full second and 1 second and 3/10 off him in that lap.
He has indeed. It's down to 5.9 already. He's got 11 laps to do this as well, so this is going to be fantastic stuff. Of course, the advantage there's a two compound difference between the hard and the soft tyres. So yeah, Vanquish has really got the bit between his teeth. Yeah, maybe once Tron, it sounds like that I was wrong about the strategy. So Vanquish might have got this one absolutely perfectly right. He just but we're going to find out though in the next 11 laps or so. Nosey is still in DRS range at the moment of Nigel at the moment. As you can see, just too far back at the moment. But Nosey is really doing very well at harvesting at the moment, in the 5th position at the moment. As these guys, we've still got 10 runners, so absolutely fantastic time. And the how difficult it is towards the end of the race there, where with concentration and stuff, and just keeping out of the wall around here. I bet you're mentally drained now, aren't you, as we come to the final stage of the race?
I'm mentally drained just watching it.
I know. I'm glad I'm not racing tomorrow. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not racing tomorrow, to be honest, I must admit. Yeah, so I think a lot of other drivers are as well. Anyway, it's Nosey then coming down into the tunnel now as well. As he's now just dropped back to 6/10 of a second. And then
Vanquish will obviously catch him pretty easy by about lap 33, 32. But getting past him, I mean, if Hillsrap can position his car, he'll struggle. I think his best chance would be to turn 1.
Yeah, I think so as well. And that's kind of what we're really questioning about the Vanquish's strategy. Was because it's very difficult to take. We're just watching Nosey and Nigel battle each other now. They've been battling for quite a number of laps now. Nosey, of course, is on the medium tyre, and he is a lot quicker than Nigel, but at the moment he can't get past. And I'm wondering if Vanquish might get the same issue. Of course, remember Vanquish is on soft tyres, so he's going to have a much bigger advantage than what Nosey's got over Nigel. But still, I feel that if Hillsrap, as you said, just places his car, he's going to have a lot of pressure, but he just needs to place his car right, and it's going to be very difficult for Vanquish to get by. Look at that, it's down to 1.9 seconds.
1.9 seconds.
Whoa, this is going to be very good indeed. As yeah, sit back everyone and enjoy this. This is going to be a fantastic race. As it's very difficult, isn't it? Probably when you're like just trying to. We got yellow flag and 3 at the moment, and just on the start finish straight as Maxi comes out of the pits. Just saying, look, see who it's alright, everyone's going in the right direction. But when someone's gaining on you at this rate of knots, how difficult it is to keep your cool?
Very difficult, because I say you're constantly looking at him, take chunks off him.
Liz as well,
and it's demoralising. But I think if Hillsrap could, like I say, can position his car and keep it calm, I think he could still do it.
You definitely can. So remember, the ball's still in the Hillsrap's park at the moment, so he still has the advantage. Remember, they're both on 3-second penalties, I think. So it's all neutralised in the penalty front as well. As you can see, it's a lovely setting here in Monaco, isn't it? It's a very odd place to have a race, isn't it? Right in the Principality. So yeah, now Hillsrap.
I just hope that it's not decided on that 5-second time panel that Vanquish has got to be added to his time.
Oh yes, we forgot about that. Yeah, well, I forgot about that. Yeah, of course, Vanquish has got a 5-second penalty carried over. So I'm wondering if that was his thinking behind going onto the soft compound tyres, where he felt that Hillsrap was going to be it was too quick if it was on the same strategy. So went for this alternative strategy and trying to pull out a gap over Hillsrap. But Hillsrap's done a fantastic job today. Brilliant stuff. As Deneen's in the pits, he's on the soft tyre as well. So we got Jacob, Deneen, and Maxi all on the soft compound tyre as well as Vanquish. So we're going to also have a battle for fastest lap as well. So this race is going to be absolutely frantic towards the end. And so it's basically going to be like qualifying laps then for the final 7 or 8 laps then. So this is great stuff then. And Jacob now moving up in the 6th position then in the Renault. So then this is what we want to see them go. Oh, Flying Sauce is out, and where's he gone? He's gone. I think it's the Rosberg turn, isn't it? So just just coming out of Casino Square and down the hill, and that's unfortunate for Flying Sauce. He should get a point, I believe. So but so close to the end there for Flying Sauce. Unfortunate, but yeah, that's probably just the concentration levels is just getting quite low. And Maxi out as well, so we've lost a safety car. We got a safety car in the final stage of this race.
Dear. Oh, I think that could hand it to Hillsrap, to be fair, honest.
Yeah, because safety car's out for at least 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah.
And Vanquish has rolled. Slim has rolled the dice and come into the pits. Well, I would say he's rolled the dice, but it's kind of a no-brainer there, isn't it? So Slim is going to go. We're going to have a lot of guys on the soft compound tyres. Hillsrap is going to won't be able to come into the pits. And oh, we got and TG is holding up his teammate here. It shouldn't be too bad because there's such a big gap between Slim and Nigel at the moment. But the Alfa Romeo boys are still they're still scrambling to get ready, and he's in the pits now.
Don't like to say this, but this safety car could really hurt Vanquish if the pack catch him up.
It's going to be.
Don't think they will. Don't think they will. Because there's a big gap.
And Nosey has rolled the dice as well, and Nosey's gone in too deep into he was racing Slim out of the pits there, and he's gone into the barrier on the outside there of San Navot. Nigel coming out of the pits now as well, so of course Nigel's almost got a lap difference over Jacob, so Nigel's on the soft compound tyre as well. Nosey stayed on the medium tyres. Jacob, Deneen and TG have all come into the pits then. So yeah, this... Would
you pit if you was Vanquish?
I would, I think. Because
that would have been a bad shout.
Because it depends on how many soft tyres he's got, if he's got any new sets of soft tyres really. But yeah, he's got a 51-second lead over Slim Hubie in and out, no problem at all. Slim is only coming to the tunnel, so that's more than enough time coming out. This is not a Hamilton situation back in 2015 where Mercedes just threw away the race, if you remember, and handed it to Rosberg. So I feel that this is quite a no-brainer really, as you can see that the front two have now caught up to the safety car. So yeah, the safety car is usually out for between 3 or 4 laps then. So I think you're right. This is causing Vanquish a bit of a headache in terms of trying to catch and get past. Because remember, he's also got a 5-second penalty for the collision he had in Spain.
I'm just hoping that the safety car comes in pretty quick so it doesn't put him further down the field.
Yeah, it's a bitter blow really. It's unfortunately you can't buy luck, can you? And it's just taking a quick look at the comments at the moment. As Vanquish, Hamilton said Vanquish can still win if he don't take a penalty. But unfortunately Vanquish has a 5-second penalty for the clash he had in Spain, so it's very difficult for Vanquish at the moment with 5 laps to go. No, track position is everything, Dave is saying, and I think
he's right.
Yeah, especially around here, it's just track position is king, as we've been saying all along, hasn't it? So I feel that it's too much. Vanquish has a 5 grid penalty. Let him do the work. Getting past. Oh yeah, 5 time penalty. Yeah. So I feel that it's all going against Vanquish at this stage at the moment, and a bit unfortunate for Vanquish, but I think, to be honest, though, you can't take it away from Hillsrev. He's drove a superb race, hasn't he, today? Absolutely phenomenal stuff from Hillsrev. This is.
Yeah, I'm just watching the time come down from Slim. It's coming down pretty quick.
It is indeed, because I don't think Slim will have the restrictions now of the safety car limit even now, because he should be free to just catch up to the back of the pack. And that is not Slim behind Vanquish at the moment. That is TG, Slim's teammate. So he is coming in and out. He's in and out of the pits now. So Slim's just coming through Rascat at the moment. Nosey is also, I think Nosey damaged his front wing, which is why he came in the pits. He did roll the dice and see if we can get 4th position, because I think that Nosey does agree with Dave on this situation. That track position is everything around here.
Slim could actually win this. I don't think Slim's got penalties.
No, he hasn't. He's drove, as we said, he's drove a very clean race, and I can't remember seeing Slim on penalties either. The only problem he's got is he's got a couple of back markers. Can't really call them back markers, can you? Because Jacob's in 6th position, and of course TG is in 8th position. TG making his debut on one of the most difficult tracks on the calendar, doing a superb job to keep his survival, isn't it, around here? And he is on course to score his first points in Elite League. A fantastic debut for TG. So he's done a good job to keep like the barriers at the moment. Just behind Slim there is Deneen there. He's down in 7th at the moment, so he's going to lose ground in the championship. Of course, currently it's 5 points. It's down between himself and Vanquish. Of course, safety cars in this lap then. So this is where it's going to get really good, and this is going to be a sprint race towards the end of this for the last couple of laps in Monaco. Fantastic stuff. Matt has predicted that Slim might even be given a chance to win this as well. So yeah, and I think that it's all to play for now. He hasn't, has he? So yeah. So if Slim doesn't even need to overtake. He just needs to keep within 3 seconds of these guys. Well, in even 8 seconds, I think in total, because Vanquish, of course, has got a 3-second penalty plus that 5-second as well. Slim there, ooh, he got a bit of a slide there coming out of Slim does have a penalty. Oh, so
I've just checked.
Is it 3 seconds, is it?
Yeah. But I've seen he's got at least 3 seconds. I've not checked.
So Slim does have So Slim does have a 3-second penalty, which is a bit of a shame there for Slim, but I think he's done a good job in third position. I'm sure he'll be happy with third. But at the moment, technically, he will be second. As Vanquish there is now all over the back of Hills Rap. So as I said, this is going to be a reminder of 1992 Monaco, isn't it? Between Mansell and Senna. So I'm really close. He has now, hasn't he? Whilst the strike whilst the iron's hot, isn't it? So and he's definitely trying right now, isn't he? 4/10 of a second. This is going to be fantastic stuff. And so this is pressure at the absolute maximum for Hills Rap. He has drove a superb race. He had a great qualifying last one in Spain, but all unravelled. But today he has been absolutely amazing stuff. And look, Slim is only 8/10 of a second back there. That is Slim, isn't it? That is Slim. We got a yellow flag in free. Just taking a look, see what it is. I don't think it's not a major incident. So lap 37 out of 39. Hills Rap is only 3 laps away. But look at the front three. They're in the same screen then. This is fantastic stuff. And remember, Hills Rap and Sim have got a 3-second penalties. Vanquish has probably got an 8-second penalty in total, I believe. And look at it, Vanquish is all over the back. This is amazing stuff. And locking up there.
Oh, is he contact?
Is a contact, was it? Oh, that's that might spell the beginning of the end then for Vanquish here. But this is absolutely fantastic racing. This really is brilliant stuff. And look at the front three. It's incredible. Jacob there just in the background. He's a lap down. So, yeah, look at this. Vanquish is all over. He's going to go for a lunge. Oh, my gosh. How did he not go into the side of Hills Rap there? Unreal. Unreal stuff. And Slim there just very close to the back of these guys as well. This is amazing stuff. And unfortunately, we've only got 3 more laps of this. So, enjoy it whilst it lasts. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Is coming through to complete lap 37 now, and Jacob also getting involved as well in the background. They're nicely done then. So as you can see, lovely onboard shot here, the Mercedes, and look at that red Ferrari in the background. In the background there, DRS has been enabled. Remember, DRS is not as a is not usually a big factor here, but any advantage would definitely help. Vanquish and Slim as well. I must admit, I'm so impressed with the pressure that Hills Rap is absorbing here, because it is absolutely fantastic stuff. Oh, Vanquish once again right on the diffuser there of the Mercedes driver as we're into the Lowell's hairpin now. And you see, I think there was another look up there for Vanquish as well. We also see Nigel in shot as well. This is all going to change around, isn't it? I think in the towards the end there.
Hills Rap gets really good traction out of the corners. I think that's helping him massively.
It is, isn't it? He's done a very good job of looking after those rear tires, hasn't he? He's just keeping it nice and steady as he's doing what he needs to do. As we're coming into the back now, and yeah, brilliant. I think that's absolutely fantastic, absolutely brilliant. So I can't praise the Hills Rap enough for his drive today, and all this pressure that he's under at the moment. Lap 38 out of 39 then. So we got DRS this time around. So is this going to aid Vanquish or Slim? No, not quite. So so Vanquish has only probably got one more realistic attempt then, hasn't he? And that's down to the seafront chicane. I think everywhere else is probably Hills Rap running a bit wide there, and so Vanquish taking a very tight line, and now coming out of the Casino Square as they drop down the hill. Oh, he went. That's definitely contact there, wasn't it? And he's damaged his end plate. Good and proper now. Vanquish has. It's yeah, a bit overzealous, but of course he was desperate to get by. Coming now into the tunnel then, and Hills Rap there as a fuel light is flashing there. Hopefully he doesn't run out of fuel, but I think that these guys are very good with managing fuel. And coming down now into the chicane for the final time. And, I don't think Vanquish can do it. I can't see where he can. Oh, that's Jacob going around, and oh my gosh, and all sorts of going on in the background now. So Jacob has lost a position there to Deneen at the moment, but Hills Rap then coming around the final couple of corners then. Absolutely fantastic win for Hills Rap, and there he is through Anti-Noge. And here he is. He wins the Monaco Grand Prix. Fantastic from Hills Rap. Brilliant. Vanquish in second. Slim in third. Fourth position, Nigel. Nosey is in fifth position. Deneen will get sixth position in the end. Jacob is coming around the finish in seventh for Renault. And 8th position will be TG, who has survived Monaco, his first race in Elite, and he's done a fantastic job, hasn't he, to survive 39 laps around here. Brilliant.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, I can't help but think Vanquish's strategy cost him, to be honest, but can't take it away from Hills Rap.
No, definitely not. Hills Rap has drove an absolute pristine race, hasn't he? But I feel that Vanquish did make it slightly more difficult for himself, didn't he? In terms of, I feel that if he just pitted the lap or two after Hills Rap, he would have had the advantage, I feel. But anyway, Hills there is on top of the podium here in Monaco, and to be honest, I think was it one of the legends used to say that winning Monaco was half a championship, wasn't it? I can't remember if it was Jackie Stewart or not. But absolutely fantastic for Hills brilliant stuff. That's going to propel him right up in the championship. He's only got 6 points at the moment, so that's going to put him in the heart of the championship. So well done to Hills brilliant stuff. As we said in Spain, he had a very good qualifying, but it all unravelled. Let's just take a quick look at the final classification from the Monaco Grand Prix. And there's a XP, great. Anyway, back to
I got a trophy for that.
Well, was it like a spectator, was it, or something like that?
Yeah, sit back and enjoy.
Yes. We'll just go through the final results first. And Hills there, absolutely fantastic stuff. Get from third on the grid, remember, as well. Vanquish second, but of course we need to add the 5-second penalty on in the end.
I think he'll be demoted to fourth.
He will, won't he? So that means Slim is second, Nigel third. And then Vanquish fourth, Nosey in fifth, Deneen sixth. Then we got Jacob seventh, and TG is in 8th position. Flying Sauce and Maxi will be 9th and 10th, even though they got DNF, but they should still get points. Wow, that was a great race. That was absolutely fantastic towards the end as well. The safety car really gave us a sprint finish as Slim joins us, and Slim joins us in the commentary box now. And absolutely fantastic stuff, Slim. I would say that is your best performance of the season so far, and very very nicely done. But unfortunately, didn't get much of the stream today. So do you want to talk us through your race?
Well, through qualifying, I can't remember where I started. I think it was like P5. Yeah, I think it was P5. So I lost a position to Sam off the line. Then later down the line, we were just single file. Then he broke his front wing and gave karting and Sam punctures. So then later on, I got my own wing damage. I was just monitoring my own race. Safety car came out and I pit again for softs. And yeah, managed to get back in the fight again.
Absolutely fantastic race, Slim. Very well done. And yeah, so you finished second today. Then do you reckon that this is a kickstart to your championship campaign now? Do you reckon that this is now like this is the beginning of your campaign?
I hope so. After this race, like something, I feel really good after this race. Like you said, it's probably my best performance this season. Spain was good, but this was like to be in the fight after. I know the safety car helped out a lot, but I only made one mistake pretty much the entire race. Had a nice feel with the car, and honestly buzzing after that race.
I was going to say, it was 55 seconds behind, weren't you, until the safety car?
Yeah.
So, good, fair credit, mate. It helps. Yeah. That's Monaco for you, though.
When the safety car came out, I was shouting, and I was so happy, especially with the P2, honestly.
Excellent, well done, Slim, and hopefully you can turn your fortunes around as well, because it's been a very difficult start to the beginning of the season. So congrats, Slim. Excellent performance today. I think I've seen Nigel, who just come into the commentary box as well. Nigel, I think that's your first podium in Elite League. Congratulations. How are you feeling about that? And just talk us through your race as well, because I must admit we seen you in Nose was having a good old battle as well up until where the safety car came out. But just chat us through your race. How did you find it? What do you feel that what would you have done differently? Excellent stuff, and of course, so I would say that so far in the campaign, that how would you feel you've done? You've only up until this race, you only collected 2 points, but again with Slim though, it seems that one race can change everything. So going forward, do you reckon you'll be? What's your aspirations for the remainder of the season? Keep it consistent.
Race fast and race fair.
Yeah. Excellent. Congrats, Nigel, and hopefully we see you on the podium in the races to come. And next guy who's just joined the commentary box as well is the super champion, and that's Nosey. Nosey, you had a bit of an adventure out there, didn't you? But I tell you what, an absolute quality drive from I think he was right down in 14th position or something like that, near the back of the field, and you come up to finish an excellent, I think it's 5th in the end. So well done.
Yeah, it was a good race. I enjoyed that.
I think that's your strongest race of the Elite League this year. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I was banking on a few accidents up front, so I thought might as well just stick it at the back and then see what happens. And had a good battle with Nigel. But
and it worked.
Yeah, it did. It was well. I started on the hards. Thought I'd go for it with the hards first and hope for no damage at the beginning, and then yeah, it worked. So I said I was trying to save up the RS and burn it on the straight to get past Nigel, but I couldn't even do it. So, and then I stayed up for the safety car, thinking I'll just stay out and then finish the race on the mediums. And then I saw Slim coming out the pit, so I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to get third, and then I panicked and crashed my car.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that was on the stream as well, mate. So you know.
Oh great.
Yeah. So and of course, we also seen. I think you damaged your front wing when you was battling Nigel as well on the medium compound tyre. Do you think that would have that cost you getting by Nigel? And in the end, that might cost you a podium. Do you feel that's what happened, or do you think that Nigel just had the pace over you?
It might. It was only a yellow front wing on the right, so it wasn't too bad. I thought I'd stay out. It definitely didn't cost me a podium. I wasn't going to get anywhere near the podium guys, but yeah, it was on the last lap after the safety car on the softs. I thought if Danina just got out of the way a bit earlier, I might have had a run at Nigel, but I couldn't get it done in the end.
Awesome stuff. Well done to all you guys today. It's been fantastic. To finish Monaco is an achievement in itself, and brilliant stuff. And I think Dave was not far wrong, actually. There was 8 finishes in the end. He predicted 7. So well done to everyone out there today. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Of course, remember, in a week's time we'll be in Canada. One of the best races of the season, in my opinion. I love Canada. Best awesome track it is. So yeah, definitely join us, of course, next Wednesday. It is, isn't it? It is, yeah.
Yes, yeah. I'll be here as well.
And Matt will be joining me again on commentary as well. It's been great to have you alongside me tonight, Matt. And
it's been a pleasure, mate.
It's been really good actually to have some discussions, and hopefully we go into more detail of how the leagues are progressing and things like that. It's great to have a catch up about what's going on behind the scenes as well. So thanks today, Matt. Thank you all to the elite drivers as well. Absolutely amazing stuff. Congratulations to the 8 drivers that finished. That's no small feat. Remember, tomorrow on the same time, it's the super guys next. I'm really looking forward to seeing
Dylan for the win.
Matt has predicted he's going to win the race. But can anyone stop? Not that bad at the moment. He's looking formidable. But to be honest, Matt, I think Matt might be feeling. He said he didn't like this track earlier on, but he's pretty good with the old poker face. Anyway,
the only thing that'll stop not that bad tomorrow is the barriers.
Hopefully we do have a challenger for not that bad. As much as he's a quality driver, we want to see him challenged, don't we? Anyway, but that's tomorrow, so join us same time tomorrow for the super guys as they will be tackling Monaco tomorrow night. But from here, it's goodbye.